I know you've been an All-Star before, but I'm just curious, this year, first season in St. Louis, I wouldn't say pressure, but did you feel any kind of desire to perform well at this level, being new this year in St. Louis?
Yeah, I would say a little bit. I wouldn't say a pressure, just more of wanting to get back to playing the way I know I can, especially after the 2020 season, with being a little bit injured and just not performing very well. Um, with that being said, obviously a new team, new everything, so it's gonna be a little different, and not it's an adjustment regardless if it's a big adjustment or small, it's still an adjustment and it's something different. I've been doing the same thing for 8 years, and then all of a sudden I got to do a totally different thing. So there was an adjustment. I'm definitely used to it now, and I love every part of it. But it's been really good.
Kind of crazy how it works out too. You're an All-Star, which is nothing new, but it happens to be at Coors Field. Will that be fun for you?
Yeah, it'll be fun. I mean, it'll be interesting. We just went there. We just played them, so it was pretty exciting, and obviously a lot of motion, and just kind of a lot going on, and it was a lot of fun. But it will be cool. It'll be great to go back. I love Colorado, so to spend a few more days there will be really great.
And you said going into that night on Thursday, there might be booze or what? Did you really think there'd be booze? I mean, it was pretty much a love fest. And even when you left, I didn't hear any fans mad at you. Were you really kind of curious going into that first game?
Yeah, I was a little curious. I figured, I was hopeful, and I figured there'd be more, applause than booze. But there was still some booze, but not as many, but which was great. But you just never know when going into that situation. You just sometimes you think they just think about what happened recently, but it was good to know that they remember what's happened in the past.
And when you leave Coors, people are immediately going to say, well, let's see what his numbers look like. Larry Walker talked about it. Matt Holliday's talked about it. Had you heard that your whole career, where people wonder, hey, well, if you're not at Coors, what would you be doing?
Yeah, I've heard that my whole career. It's just something you have to deal with being a Rockies player and leaving. And it comes with the territory, I guess. But, it's not easy playing Colorado. I think people sometimes think it's just such a great place to hit, and you're going to hit regardless, which it is a great place to hit. But, the physical toll, the long games, I don't think people understand that that's not easy to deal with. Especially being now in St. Louis, like from a physical standpoint, I've felt so much better, every morning waking up compared to playing in Colorado. I mean, there's a big difference. I think I'm playing well. I know I could play a little bit better, but I don't think that has anything to do with the air or anything like that. I think it's just more of getting my swing on track to where it needs to be.
And when the deal went down, you were pretty open about it. You thought playing in St. Louis would be something you would enjoy. You'd heard about it. How about now, after a half season? What's it been like compared to maybe what you thought?
Well, it's been everything and more. I mean, obviously, we would wish we had a little bit better record, and I think when it comes to that standpoint, I don't think any of us are happy about it. But besides that, I love it. I love playing in St. Louis. The fan base is great where I live, and Chesterfield is amazing, and just everything from going to the ballpark to the team to off the field, it's been awesome. And the travel in our division's been really great too. So all of it combined has been better than I expected.
So your buddy Matt Holliday, he didn't have to recruit you, right? He just kind of convinced you that it was the right spot. What did he tell you before you got here?
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of recruiting. It was more of like, hey, if St. Louis is a spot, I think you'll really love it. There's some pieces there, and the way they go about it's awesome, and I think it fits your personality, and I feel like it has. I feel like it has. You would have to ask the other guys how I fit in here, but I feel like I fit well, and I love it.
And how about the opening day moment, the home run, the curtain call, the emotion? And granted, you said the season hasn't been exactly what you guys want, but where does that moment rank for you?
Well, it ranks up there. It was pretty special day, and obviously just getting the win against a really good pitcher was even better. My bats going into that day weren't very good, so to get one there and click it was awesome. And I just wish it was full house like it's been lately, and I wish all the fans were there, but it was okay. It was a great day.
You seem to be very emotional on the field. You'll let it out when a big hit, a big moment. Did you play football? I'm trying to picture you as like a running back knocking over the linebacker or a safety after a big hit. Did you play other sports, and have you always had sort of these emotional, I won't even say outbursts, that sounds wrong, but just that fiery competitive side?
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to play football. My mom didn't let me, but I played. We always played sports, together with my cousins and brothers, and I think the emotion is more of like growing up with them and playing sports with them because you didn't want to get beat because you knew they'd be screaming in your face, and then when you finally beat them and stuff like that, you could let the emotions out and let them have it. So I guess I don't know. It's just being more competitive and just trying to just get fired up, and big moments are hard in this game. Whenever you can accomplish it, it feels really good.
So do you take that approach whether you're playing Monopoly or cards with your buddies? I mean, you always super intense. Now, Holiday said ask him about wiffle ball. Apparently, you're super intense at that.
Yeah, we get intense in wiffle ball for sure. There's a lot of screaming. I wouldn't say cards once in a while. Video games a little bit. You'll hear us scream in video games and stuff like that. But wiffle ball for sure. But we don't do a whole lot out. We go to the beach a lot, surf, but yeah, mostly wiffle ball and video games. You'll hear me screaming in my hotel room.
When you were coming through the minors, they always talk about your bat. It seems like they didn't mention your glove till later. Did that motivate you, or was your glove just a little behind your bat?
It's kind of weird. Yeah, I think my glove was a little behind my bat, but then once I got called up, I've been kind of known for my defense over my offense, and it kind of like switched. I don't know why. It's how it switched. So it switched a lot though, because I just think in Double-A I became a better fielder. Triple-A I was just kind of developing into a good one, and then once I got to the big leagues, I just playing on those big league fields. They're so much better than the minor league fields, so you could like trust the hop and all those little things, and I think it just made me a confident fielder.
So Jim Edmonds, Ozzie Smith, these guys would always get asked these questions. Do you have a favorite in your arsenal, favorite catch? Is there one over another that you will point to?
Probably here, I made a play on the tarp here in San Francisco. That was probably one of my favorite plays I've ever made. Just a long run and knowing the wind, that the ball, like whenever it goes foul, it's going to come back because of the wind. And probably that play was my favorite play.
And you look around this room, there's a lot of talent. Do you feel like there's a second half surge coming?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I think all of us, we hate to use the excuse of like health and all that, but when you lose 3 arms, I mean, Dakota Hudson wasn't going to start with us. We knew that. But to lose Miles and Jack, that hurts you, and regardless of what you want to say, if you lose 2 of your main pitchers, it's going to hurt any team. And it's kind of hurt us a little bit. And offensively, we haven't really performed at the level we know we can, or we feel like we can. I feel like we're having quality at bats lately, and you can see you see our at bats and how the games are going. We're not quitting. We're tough out lately. I think if we carry that in the second half, we'll make a run.
And you mentioned early on, you love going to Wrigley. You circled that on the calendar. What's it like being there, seeing, really it's almost like split in half typically, Cards and Cubs fans. What are your trips to Wrigley like?
Well, the last one wasn't very good. We got swept, so that wasn't very nice. But it's a great place to play. That fan base is wild. It's like a big old party in the outfield, and it's like a playoff atmosphere, really. So it's really great. You got to be on your A game. You got to bring it. If you can't show up to Wrigley Field with energy and excitement, I don't know if you should be playing the game.
And Cardinal fans always are nervous. They say, well, he doesn't necessarily have to stay after this year if they don't win. Have you thought at all about next year and sticking around?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I love it here, so I plan on staying. It's funny how people freak out about that stuff. I plan on being a Cardinal for the rest of my way out. I think, it's up to, if Mo told me he didn't want me no more, then maybe I would have to decide if I got to leave or something. But I think that, I want to play with Waino and Yachty again. I know they're on one-year deals, but I hope they come back. This is my recruiting tape. But no, I love it. I love it here, and I definitely want to come back, and I want to play my whole career out here.
And final thought, coming to St. Louis, I know you picture sort of that October baseball, the Sea of Red. I mean, that's high on your list, isn't it, in your time here to be a part of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you can't define, I don't want my Cardinals career to be a one-year thing. I came here with the incentive of trying to help this team win for a while. And, let's just say it doesn't work out this year. That doesn't mean it can't next year or the following. So, I plan on being here. Like I said, hopefully they want me here, and we can just it would be a good relationship like it has been. But, I see a lot of great things coming.